Hey, everybody. Welcome to IGN Plays Live. Hey, Vince. How's it going?
Hey, Marty. What's up, man?
Not too much. I'm Marty Sleva. I'm joined by Vince Ingenito. Vince.
Yes.
The time has finally come. 10 years in the making.
I can't believe it.
We are just a day out from the release of Final Fantasy 15.
Versus 13, I know.
Versus
It's
13. You reviewed Final Fantasy 15 for us.
I
The review
did.
went live this morning, and you gave it an 8.2.
I did.
Which stands for Great Point Awful.
Great Point Awful, I think
is
the technical definition. Yes.
But no, an 8.2, that's great. You obviously really dug the game. You can check out Vince's full review on IGN, but we're going to be streaming this for the next 2 hours or so.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be quite a blast.
You can watch on IGN.com, on YouTube.com/IGN, Twitch.tv/IGN, or on Facebook. This is live, so tweet at us using the hashtag IGNPlaysLive or leave a comment in any of those venues. We'll be answering your questions about the game. So give us a little, is this going to be a spoiler-filled stream?
So, okay. I'm glad you asked that question.
Thanks.
So we're not going to be doing any story content of any kind, okay?
But there's only 4 days left until the Chocobo dies.
Oh, no. And then he goes to Chocobo Heaven, where you find the black Chocobo. No.
That's right. The Angel of Death.
No, so is this going to be spoilery? So in the sense that we're going to be going anywhere and everywhere in the open world that we can reach, which is everywhere because I've beaten the game.
So this is a post-game save?
So this is exactly.
Pre-end of the road save?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, in that sense, it will be a little spoilery. And that you're going to see areas of the game that, that you probably haven't seen yet.
Yeah. But plot points won't be.
Plot points are not going to be.
We're not
spoiled.
going to have character deaths. We're not going to have when Sephiroth comes or anything like that.
No. We left Sephiroth out of this one because we just want that to be special for the fans.
Oh, dang, we spoiled
and
it. Sephiroth's probably not in it. I don't actually know. I'm only a couple hours into the game, so Sephiroth may be in it. In which case, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. Not something you have to worry about. No, but so that said, at the end of the stream. We are considering doing a, obviously Final Fantasy known pretty well for its optional bosses and things like that. So this one is no different. There are some cool optional bosses.
Okay. Is it Ozma level, Yzmat level, sort of the Emerald and Ruby weapon level?
I don't know. Since I have not fought and defeated all of them yet, I can't say for sure if I feel that they're at those levels.
Yeah, like those are sort of, I mean, I named those four because those to me were the four that come to mind in terms of like the infamous, post-game Nay Impossible battles.
Sure. And I'm not 100% positive that I feel that that the ones in 15 reach that level, but we are going to fight. We are going to try to fight the biggest one that I've seen so far. At the very end of the stream, in the last 15 minutes, we will warn you. So if for you that is a spoiler, and I understand, for some people they're like, no, if it's not story, it's fine. It's not a spoiler. For some people they're like, no, I don't want to see what this big cool boss is. I want to experience that for myself for the first time. So, whatever people want, we're definitely going to try. No story spoilers, but at the very end, we are going to do a kind of big optional boss. Okay,
and we'll give everyone a little warning.
And we'll make sure everyone knows.
I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Got a couple questions. Zodash Stream says, "Wait, has he beaten the game?"
Oh, I've quite thoroughly beaten the game.
How many hours did you put in it?
So I've got my clock right now reads 85 hours.
That's a lot of hours, dude.
So I put 85 hours into the game. It took me about 40.
You only got the game yesterday, which is crazy.
I know,
85 hours in 24 hours.
I'm a time wizard. No, I put 46 hours into the game to beat it, and I did that across 3 days.
Okay, nice.
In 72 hours, I put out 45 hours.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, very intense. And then I went on to do
a bunch of bonus stuff.
To do a bunch of bonus stuff, exactly.
And you still haven't done everything, obviously.
I haven't done nearly everything.
Okay, so this is a big meaty game.
Yeah, very very meaty. We get. Sometimes we get some information courtesy in advance from the developers about things, just so that we can plan more effectively.
Yeah.
And Square Enix told us to expect the game to be, between 30 and 40-ish hours long.
If you're just sort of.
And I remember you and I were both like,
that's pretty short for a Final Fantasy game
in
2016. Yeah.
That seems a little bit off. We were kind of nervous about this.
Well, especially you've reviewed a lot of our big sort of open world RPGs. Lately, you did Witcher, Dragon Age. I guess Metal Gear's not an RPG, but it's a big open world game, and obviously those all gave you a lot more time than that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were a little concerned that maybe the game would be kind of insubstantial
Yeah.
in some way, but that's not at all the case.
All right, so Square's just liars.
No, not exactly. Well, yeah.
I mean, I bet you could probably mainline. If you were like, I don't want to do any side stuff, I don't want to enjoy the open world, which, according to you, is pretty cool and should be enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely, you should enjoy the open world.
Cool.
So yeah, if you want to just do the story, like you can, if you skip all the dialogue and you run past fights that like, you know, if you run past every fight and like find a way to game the system, sure, you could probably beat the game in like 25 or 30 hours if you're like totally scamming the system.
Yeah, there's also like speedrunners who beat Ocarina of Time in like 35 seconds. So that's not how long that game is.
Exactly. Me, you know, wanting to experience the story and the main quest for all that it was took me about 40. I first got to the end at about 40 hours or 38 hours, and I was a little bit underleveled for the situation.
Gotcha.
So I then went back to the open world and did some side quests and leveled up a little bit for a few hours, and then I beat the game at 45 hours.
That sounds wonderful to me.
Yeah, and now I've spent easily 40 hours more just wandering the world,
around,
doing hunts, doing side quests. There's a lot to do here.
That sounds lovely. I'm very excited for this.
Yes.
We have a couple. A lot of people are asking, can we see the map? Can you pull up the map quick?
Sure,
absolutely. Is that just give someone, I guess, a.
Very happy to. So
we're that glowy thing in the top.
Yes. This is where we are right now.
Yeah, us.
So like I want you guys to see something. So this is where my car is, the Regalia. Okay? So I want you to mentally keep this in mind. Because I'm going to, just for the sake of this stream, I'm just going to walk there and not call a Chocobo. I'm just going to walk there. Okay.
And then do a little zoom out just to see, just sort of for the yeah, that's
yeah. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's pretty big, especially, and it's even bigger when you see how long it takes me just to get from here to there. Like I don't know if we can time it or whatnot, but like you'll see, like just that short of a walk is a lot longer than you think it is.
Big fan of this.
And I'm gonna run.
We are currently playing on PlayStation 4. We have some questions. How does it run on the Xbox One, and how does it run on the Pro? Can you speak to either of those?
So you're seeing it on the Pro right now. We're playing on the PlayStation Pro.
Oh, dang.
And the PlayStation Pro version runs. The game looks, in terms of graphical fidelity, it's maybe there might be some light post-processing differences. Maybe a slightly higher level of filtering on the textures.
Yeah.
And some somewhat more advanced lighting, but not drastically. To the untrained eye, I would say it's pretty difficult, if not impossible, to tell a visual difference.
Yeah.
And then in terms of how smooth it runs, it's actually running slightly smoother on the Pro, but not dramatically so. So like they both run in 30, but I would say that on the PS4, the standard PS4, I would say like every once in a while you'll see like a very small hitch, a very small dip in the frame rate, but nothing at all huge.
Which is sort of par for the course for an open world game.
Sure, absolutely.
I can't think of the last open world game I played that didn't have that.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, honestly, there's not really that much of a huge difference.
Cool.
But it just runs a little bit more steady on the PS4 Pro.
Very nice. Yeah, so obviously one of the big discussions is Square's been sort of framing this game as a Final Fantasy for first-timers, you know, as well as fans of the series alike. So, I mean, we're both obviously fans of the series, but if you are a first-timer, which, you know, I imagine a lot of people haven't played Final Fantasy traditionally in the past, but they see this getting good reviews, and it's a big, pretty open-world game for their PS4 or Xbox One. Do you think this is accessible for first-timers in the series?
Yes and no. So, in terms of RPG functionality and, like, you know, if you don't have a lot of experience with RPG systems and that's, like, a daunting thing for you, then, yeah, it is a pretty good game for you to start with because, you know, you don't... Like, I don't want to say that the decisions you make in terms of, like, what gear you equip and what skills you focus on, I don't want to say it doesn't matter. Like, it definitely does matter. But at the end of the day, what matters the most is your ability to navigate the real-time combat. If you can navigate the real-time combat well, you can find yourself slaying monsters that are significantly higher level than you are, if you're that good. If you're an average action game player, though, you will find that you'll need to make better decisions about how you develop your characters, how you equip them, and whatnot. So I guess, like, I do think it's very accessible, but I think that how accessible it is has more to do with not how comfortable you are with Final Fantasy, but how comfortable you are with real-time combat. If turn-based combat was a real, if turn-based combat was a real, I don't want to say crutch for you, but if that was important, if playing turn-based is something you needed because maybe you don't have the strongest mechanics, then you're gonna struggle a little bit, I think, at first in the combat system. I don't personally, as someone who plays like Ninja Gaiden and
DMC and Bayonetta,
DMC, right? Yeah. Obviously, I don't have a tough time with the mechanics because they're pretty straightforward. Yeah. But if you're someone who's played more turn-based RPGs, you might be like, I'm not used to having to bob and weave and
make these split-second decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say is that it is very accessible.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the skill set that you bring to it.
Whereas at the same time, so for someone like me who's played, every non-MMO Final Fantasy to completion, am I gonna sort of get that same general feeling of exploration, of camaraderie, of throwbacks to the series?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that's actually one of the things that I think the game does extraordinarily well. Is it captures like way more so than 13. It captures that feeling of wandering an open world and not knowing what you're going to find.
I love that.
Kind of being like, am I going to find kind of some kind of hidden dungeon? What kind of like the obviously the monster encounters aren't random, but when you're walking through a territory for the first time, you're discovering it, you don't know what you're going to run into, if it's going to be something new or something old or something more powerful than you're used to dealing with.
It's possible to wander off the beaten path and find something that's way above your pay grade.
Above your pay grade, exactly. Like, I was just having a conversation with one of our Wikis editors, Brendan Graber, and he was talking about how in the middle of a level 14 quest, he ran into a level 57, not a boss, but kind of like a unique enemy that only spawns in one region of the world, that there's only one of at a time until they respawn, and he was terrified, and I told him I just ran the other way. And he actually brute forced it with lots of potions and lots of Phoenix Downs and ran through a lot of his resources.
Brendan's also the guy who did the Bloodborne guide without having ever played a Souls game, and he was just fine. So.
Brendan's an animal. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But but that's one of the things I love about it is that you can wander. There is danger around every corner. That's one of the things that I wish obviously because of the way like reviews happen, I kind of had no choice but to power through relatively as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
Why is my spell not working?
None of that went well.
Nope. No.
I believe in you.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm just trying to... Yeah, there we go. Huh, interesting. Like, so the auto... So generally, you just hold square and you can dodge most things.
Yeah.
But sometimes that doesn't quite work out. There's some attacks that can't be dodged in that way.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah.
So, Mark, there's a lot of... there are, you're controlling Noctis the entire time.
Correct.
But you're able to issue certain commands to Ignis, Prompta, and Gladius.
That's right. So you can have them use their special techniques, and one of those special techniques for that guy's not. Oh, actually, he was. I killed him.
Nice.
Awesome. So yeah, one of the special techniques for him is Mark, and that allows him to. He throws out a few daggers.
Okay.
And to different targets. And when he does that, then Ignis will follow up with these warp strikes. And on the last one, he can press circle to get a little bit of extra damage.
Gotcha.
So yeah, everyone has 5 or 6 different abilities like that, and I just used one of Prompto's. That's Prompto's Gravisphere right there.
Yeah.
Floating up there in the air.
That seems terrifying, I'm going to be honest.
It's pretty awesome.
That seems horrifying.
Pretty awesome.
A lot of folks are asking about the driving, which I guess we'll go into once we get back to the car.
Yes, absolutely. In fact,
people are wondering if it's, if you're actually able to have agency over the car, if it's linear, but we might as well just wait.
Sure. So it's it's a mix of the two. So, you know what? I'll just get us back to the car, but I want to show people, because we're not that far from the car at this point, but all this time we've been playing, I walked from here
just around there
to there.
Yeah.
All this time we've been playing, and this is how big the world is. So, yeah.
There's
It's
10 years worth of world in here.
Yeah, it's not small, folks. It's not a. And there is fast travel. So like when I'm on foot, I can either fast travel back to the last place where I made camp.
Okay.
Which was incidentally was back in that dungeon that we're coming from.
Gotcha.
Or we can fast travel to
directly to the car.
Nice. And that's what we're gonna do right now.
Nice.
Real quick, just for the sake of brevity.
Dissecta1 on Twitch asks, "Is there a battle arena in this game?"
Yes, but it's different than what you're thinking of. So you don't participate in the arena directly. You actually bet on battles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the beginning of every round, it'll show you teams of enemies and what their current condition is, what their level is, and what types of enemies it is.
Nice.
And then you have to bet. So you have to start learning, like, it's almost like Pokemon-esque in that you have to start learning, like, hey, this guy deals this kind of damage. I know that guy's weak to it. Oh, but there's 4 of them and only 1 of them. Oh, but this one guy's level 40 and these 3 guys or 4 guys are only level 20. And you start to, like, learn the tendencies of the creatures.
I like that a lot.
Which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll show people some driving right now. I don't know where I'm headed, but I'll show. So you have 2 options. You can either go auto or manual. If you go auto, then Ignis will drive for you. Ignis does all the driving.
Good.
He's like the designated driver of the group.
That works. You're a prince. Princes don't have to drive.
That's right. But if I want to drive, I'm allowed to take the wheel, and I'm at the wheel right now. So what you can see is like I press left and I steer left. I press right, I steer right, but it will not let me go off the road. The game will not allow that to happen. It will allow me to have accidents if I go too fast around a turn, and I'm not, generally, like, the game will autopilot. Like, I'm controlling the acceleration and the braking if I want, and I can pull a 180 and turn around if I want to by pressing square. Square automatically turns you around. So, like, yeah, it's simplified driving. The idea is that, like, the Regalia is not an off-road vehicle, and they don't want you just freewheeling off-roading on it.
Huge.
And yeah, does that sound like kind of like stifling? Yes, it does. And like at first, it is a very weird thing to get used to. But like once you realize that like the point of going off road is you're supposed to use your chocobos there. Yeah. And it's part of this world building that they do that I actually really love. Like you wouldn't, if you owned this car, ever drive it down a rocky mountainside. Sure. Like that's not a thing you would do.
Yeah. Like what works in like a GTA or something doesn't work in the fiction of this world.
And that's the other thing, too, is that like what I like about it is that it protects the fiction. One of the things I don't like about a lot of open-world games like GTA is that it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's a real world. It's so realistic. There's so many things, there's so many little details about it that give it this verisimilitude with real life. But then I'm careening a, $100,000 supercar, down a mountainside and just driving it on the highway afterwards. Like there's something wrong. And like, that breaks immersion for me. So I actually really like the immersion of like the idea that they don't let the car get out of your control. And you also, whoa.
Everybody
get out.
Watch out. They might be catfishing you.
Oh my God.
You're gonna wake up in a bathtub full of ice without
a kidney
missing.
Yeah, without a kidney. Yeah, you'll find this. By the way, you'll find in the game just randomly there will be people on the side of the road or lost in the forest that need help.
My car's stuck.
It's nothing like high level. You just need to give them repair kits or potions. They'll just basically need different items from you in order to be helped. But it's worth it to do because you get a pretty sizable amount of gil out of.
Nice.
Out of doing it. So that repair kit probably cost me, I think, 100 gil at a shop or 200 gil at a shop. And I'll probably get a few thousand out of this. I'll get some XP and I'll get, let's see what the gil is. I think I get like 6,000 for this. 2,500. It wasn't as much, but still, that's for a 100 gil investment. And this is one of the many little things the game also does to make it worthwhile to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you might think to yourself, like, well, why would I drive when I can just fast travel everywhere? Well,
it's because you're going to miss out on the little things like that.
You're going to miss out on little things like this. Right. Exactly. So now it's late at night, and it's scary.
Yeah, it's a little spooky. What's going on here?
So, A, it's late at night, so obviously less visibility. Yeah. B, it's also raining. The weather system in this game is totally dynamic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes it'll be rainy, sometimes it'll be foggy.
Big fan of this. Are there sort of does the world, various regions of the world have, like, is there a snow region? Is there, like, the forest region?
No, not so much. You will, overall, the topography is pretty, like, there is a bit of diversity to it, but it's overall fairly realistic. Like, you don't cross over some threshold and
then all of a sudden it's
in
the ice zone. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like, there's a volcano in the game, and the regions that are directly around the volcano are obviously more rocky and a little bit more arid looking. And then, but, then as you get farther and farther out from that area, you'll see more wetlands and things like that. So there is definitely a there's a logic to how it's laid out. So, but that doesn't make it like less diverse. I don't think it doesn't really. I never thought to myself like, geez, like this place looks like that place looks like that place. Like, you'll learn like Lead has this kind of topography and Duscae looks this way, and you know, you will get used to that visually. I'm gonna fuel. I stopped at the park because I'm gonna refuel. If you don't refuel, you can run out of fuel and you'll have to get your car towed. I
like that.
That's no fun.
Yeah, I think there was an entire demo about that.
So yeah, so that's how driving works.
A bunch of people asking about summons. Ronan Law on Facebook asked about summons. Manuel Perez asked about summons. Ben asks. Everybody's asking about summons.
Cool.
So what's the deal with summons?
So let's definitely talk about summons. While I look for a place to sleep. Okay, I'm probably just gonna hole up in this trailer for the night.
That's called a home invasion.
Yeah. No, it's for rent. It's
okay, fine.
It's for fellow road goers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it's for.
Whatever you tell yourself.
So you open up the door. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No. So summons are. So it's a tough thing. So the summons in this game are gorgeous.
Yeah. Which we've seen some of. We've seen Ramu and we've seen Titan in the past.
Right. You've seen Ramu and Titan. There are a few more. I don't want to spoil for everyone how many more there are, but I will prepare people for this. There aren't many more.
Okay.
Like if you're hoping for like a dozen or more, not anywhere near that number, which is a little disappointing. And then the other element of the summons you have to understand is you do not control when or which ones come out. Okay. There are certain criteria for why certain summons will trigger.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not clear about those criteria. Square Enix did send us kind of like a little bit of a primer explaining to us like, hey, this summon is supposed to be active when someone dies, and this one's supposed to be active when someone has been incapacitated, and this is when battle has gone on for a really long time. And like that all sounded reasonable, but that is not borne out for me in my playing. In my playing, I haven't been able to really nail down an actual criteria.
I'm going to be honest, it doesn't sound like those are legally summons. I feel like that's a different word.
They're almost quick time events because what'll happen is the game will tell you, oh, I like this shot, I'm going to save this one.
Yeah.
The game will kind of tell you a summon is available, and then you hold down the L2 button for like 5 seconds or 3 seconds or something, and then it launches into the summon.
Yeah.
And I have never seen a fight not end when a summon is called. Like, it's not a matter of like,
it's like a mic drop. Yeah.
It is always a mic drop, right? It is, and it's intended to be. So in my review, I said that I'd only seen them a handful of times, and I would say that that's accurate up to like about the 60-hour point. I'd only seen like maybe them a handful of times. I've seen them more often now that I've gotten into more and more fights, and I've been on the open road for so long, and fighting lots of hunts, doing a lot of hunt missions. For a
second, I thought you said hunks.
Hunks.
Just find a ton of hunks.
Just finding lots of hunks wherever I can. Hey, there's 4 hunks that ride in this car.
There's some hunky boys.
Constantly.
Yeah.
In other news, my girlfriend is on the verge of leaving me for Gladiolus.
Sure. Yeah, as we all are.
Just going to let people know that.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So obviously, one of the big sort of selling points of the game is that this is an open world game.
Yep.
But at the same time, there's also, without going into spoilers, it seems like there's also, the game sort of becomes linear-ish at a certain position. So are you more of a fan of the open world? Are you more a fan of the linear portions? And how do those speak to each other without going to spoilers?
So yeah, without, absolutely, no spoilers here. I won't spoil anything. Ooh, these are some. This is a fairly nice car part for $6,000. It's pretty expensive, but I'll buy it. So all right, the truth, I love the open world.
Cool.
I think it's a blast to explore. It's got a good mix of just like, it's not the typical modern open world where it's like, here's a billion icons. I mean, like, yes, when you look at this map, there are a lot of I'm not gonna lie, there are lots of icons on that map, but it does not feel like the open world does not feel like a housing for a bunch of inane activities.
Gotcha.
It feels like an organic, real place that's beautiful that I want to explore just to see this.
I was gonna say, the sun came out and the game got real pretty.
Yeah.
Unless it's weird dudes eating a burrito.
And then just to run into people eating something, and then Ignis learns a recipe.
Yes.
Or I'm driving at night and it's rainy and it's creepy and weird looking.
Yeah.
And then there's someone parked on the side of the road who's broken down. Are they going to hurt me? Probably not. But like there's a little bit of ambience there.
I like that.
I love that about this game, and yes, there are also activities to do and actual things to find. It's a nice mix of like laid-back exploration and actual purposeful, like gameplay-driven stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a good open world is one that allows you to fast travel, but you feel compelled not to. You sort of are like, well, I could fast travel here, but if I actually go there on foot or via car, then I'm going to find something cool along the way.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel about playing the open world here. So that said, so then there are these more. I'm looking at some of this stuff. I love how, by the way, everyone's like,
the little 16-bit sprites.
Yeah, little 16-bit sprites. That's super old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that really bugs me is that about the linear parts. So first of all, I think that overall the linear sections are not as high quality as the non-linear ones. That's just like overall. That's just how I feel. Yeah. And that's not always the case. Some of the more linear parts are actually quite good and quite fun. There are some set pieces that are really neat. I don't want to ruin them for people. I've mentioned one of them in my review where you're kind of, you're warping between different dropships trying to repel an attack from the Imperials.
That sounds awesome.
I thought it was a really super rad. I thought that was super awesome.
Yeah, that almost sounds like Uncharted-y in terms of set pieces.
Yeah. So I really like that. But then that said, there's also ones that are not so strong and that last for a really long time.
Yeah.
And when I'm stuck in one of those, I really just I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I want to be back in the open world.
Yeah.
So there's that element of it. There's a vacillating kind of level of quality to the linear sections. Some of them are good, some of them really aren't, and that's kind of one of the big things. The other big thing though for me is that it is strange to me, like at the point in the game, like at a certain point in the game, you will leave this continent to go to other places in the world where the rest of the story takes place. And it's so strange to me because my initial instinct at that point was, oh, there must not be very much more to see in this open world.
Yeah.
Like the story to that point must have pointed me to most of what the open world has to offer. And then when I came back to the open world periodically later, I realized, I'm like, oh my God, there's there's entire regions that the story never even visits or goes to. So it's just so strange to me that like when you have you make this large of a world and you only use a very small pocket of it as a stage for your story.
Yeah.
And then you literally say, with the rest of it, you go, see it if you see it, or don't see it if you don't. That seems to be like a waste of...
It's almost like you should be shining the brightest spotlight on this open world and be like, dude, just keep hanging out here. There's cool stuff to do.
Exactly. I feel like that's what you should... Look at this. Yeah. Everything in this game should have been placed here.
Yeah.
Everything in this game should have been placed in this beautiful environment.
Yeah.
So the fact that you... that so little of it gets actually used as a canvas for the story is so odd to me. It's just such a strange decision. So
you recommend that folks really take their time and sort of breathe in the open world and
absolutely
futz around in it.
Yeah, because you can always return to it. It's never going to be like, yes, there are periods of time where you're going to be stuck in a dungeon or stuck in a set piece where you're like, no, you can't just quit out of this and go back to the open world. But generally speaking, like when you always have the opportunity to head back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like it's going to go away. You don't have to worry. Don't be paranoid.
I always get worried in games that I'm going to hit a point of no return where it doesn't clearly express that. And then they're going to be like, nope, well, that was the game, and you missed it.
No, the game is very good about that. Man, look at how long those draw distances are. Those are places you can go. That's not like...
That's not so.
A thing in the background. That's like actually where you can go. So yeah, like the game will warn you, hey, you're going to be away from the open world for a bit now. Yeah. So if there's something you want to do in the open world, go and do that. So I think that's smart. It's just so strange how it's so dichotomous. It's like, this huge open world was for a fraction of our story.
Yeah.
Well, not a fraction, half of our story. And the other half of the story is in totally different locales that aren't related.
Linear. Yeah.
That are also relatively linear. And again, linearity isn't always bad, but when the linear sections are so much less fun than the non-linear ones, that's the big problem. Interestingly, my personal theory, I feel like the linear sections are a holdover from Versus 13.
Interesting.
I feel like the linear sections are probably what made up the bulk of the campaign of Versus 13, or where the story beats they wanted to hit in Versus 13.
And possibly when Tabata-san took over the game, that was when the open world stuff sort of got
super
implemented.
That's kind of what I think. And then they were like, you know what? Though we worked on all this story and we worked on this is so funny. Ignis tries to pass sometimes, but then he gets like kind of
he gets
He gets cold feet. Yeah. He gets gunshot. Like okay, he's gonna. Yeah, successful. Okay. Nice.
Proud of you, Ignis. Also, he passed on a solid yellow, so that was illegal.
Oh yeah, it's super illegal. Yeah. Like he doesn't care at all.
Whatever. He's got the Princeton's car.
That's right. He's also like look at what he's driving.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things I do love too. But we'll get to that in a second. Is the difference between what these guys have and what you see all around them. But closing on the open world and linear stuff, I really do think that the linear parts were holdovers from when the game was Versus 13. And I think that if Tabata had been in charge the whole time, I think this would have been Final Fantasy 15. And only this.
Gotcha. A couple more questions from Facebook. David Charles Maurice Fraga asks, any casinos or arcades? Is there anything sort of the Gold Saucer variety?
So yeah, not exactly a Gold Saucer, but sorry, I'm just stopping because I want to actually run around and have fun here.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are definitely side quests, side activities to indulge in. I love how this car is just... I'm going to confuse the hell out of this car right now, actually. Because I'm just going to call my Chocobo, and this car's just going to stand there and be like, what's up with this bird? Ah!
Let's go.
Yay!
This is just your Chocobo? You're just chilling with your Chocobo?
No,
4 Chocobos.
Mind the Chocobo.
God.
That's right, I just jumped the car. I'm going to go car jumping in the Chocobo. Bye.
I love that music.
Just trolling these guys on the car.
So is there any... limit to the amount of chocoboing you can do?
The only limit is by time.
Okay.
Right. So side activities. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yes, there is chocobo racing.
Okay.
You can totally race with your chocobos. There is not every one of these diners. There's these diners that it's like a chain of diners.
Okay.
And they all have an arcade machine in the corner called Justice Monsters 5. Yeah. Oh, look, some Imperials.
I love that you're fighting these monsters, these critters, and then all of a sudden a bunch of Imperial soldiers are going to drop down.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, the long and short is that yes, there are absolutely plenty of side activities for you to partake in.
And the arcade game's a little like sort of the tenets of pinball a little bit.
Yeah, it's pinball. It's a little bit of pinball, a little bit of pachinko. It's pretty cool.
It's also available. That's an iOS and mobile game you can download. Separately.
And then also there's the arena I told you about, betting on the arena.
Yep.
And there's also fishing. Fishing is a very strangely very well developed mini game.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
Top 5 fishing mini games.
No, it's actually really good. It's totally up there.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's plenty. I would say maybe while there's no golden saucer situation, there are at least as many meaningful activities with fairly well-developed mechanics to engage in as I would say almost as many as 7.
Yeah.
In fact, when you think about 7, 7 had a lot, but not all of them were good and fun.
Most of them were real bad. Snowboarding was real bad. It was just cool. I just liked the idea of the gold saucer, whereas the stuff the tower defense thing was terrible. The snowboarding was terrible.
Yeah.
I liked it in theory more than in principle.
Yeah, so none of these activities are terrible.
That's good.
They're all the chocobo racing. They're all fun. They all feel fleshed out and enjoyable.
Is there chocobo breeding? Can you get different colored chocobos with different abilities?
There is not chocobo breeding, but your chocobo levels up, or your chocobo link levels up over time.
Okay.
So you can see mine says 10. That's the max level.
Is that a gold chocobo? Or is
no,
that just a
it is not. Now, there
yellow
are other colored chocobos in the game that I've seen. I don't want to spoil anything exactly for anyone. Whether or not you can actually obtain one, I honestly don't know.
Yeah. I know in the Dusk Sky demo you could find a black... You were seeking a black chocobo. You could not ride it, but I believe you were just looking for it.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if people knew that.
So
I was trying to keep that a little under wraps, but yeah.
At least, man. Ken Green on Twitter asks...
and my chocobo can do cool things like this.
Oh, geez. What? Fight the men, not the dogs.
Yeah, I don't know why he went after that guy of all things. But
yeah.
That's one of the special abilities you can earn for your...
chocobo, which is just Sick'em Boy.
Yep.
Ken Green asked, I don't know if you can speak to this. As a big Kingdom Hearts fan, will this game speak to me? Have you played the Kingdom Hearts games?
So I have played the Kingdom Hearts games. I hate to disappoint you. I'm not a fan of Kingdom Hearts.
You are a monster.
But the reason I'm not a fan of Kingdom Hearts is mostly because of the combat being too simple for me.
Yeah.
And while this game's combat is relatively simple, I will say this, I do think that its combat represents a potentially interesting model for what
Kingdom Hearts 3 might be.
Kingdom Hearts 3 could be. Yeah. It's still relatively simple.
Yeah.
It's not like the most sophisticated thing ever, but it's totally way more interesting than what Kingdom Hearts does.
And this is yeah, I mean, I am a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and I do understand, the combat can be a bit simplistic, but this definitely this has a similar energy as Kingdom Hearts in terms of the combat, just in terms of the real-time nature.
Yes.
Especially when compared to traditional core Final Fantasy games. I feel like it shares more in common with that franchise than it does with its own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that?
So yeah, I would say, hopefully, this is a glimpse into the future of what
That'd be cool.
of what Kingdom Hearts 3 will look like.
Counterpoint, Midnight Dante says, yes, but in my opinion, Kingdom Hearts is the best game ever created.
Oh,
which I really like Kingdom Hearts, and I do not agree with that. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. Christian Gomez asks, how much customization is there, I guess, in terms of, I'm not sure exactly what in terms of, but I guess let's say in terms of aesthetic and then in terms of character growth.
In terms of aesthetic, there's not a lot. You do get to pick from different garb that they have. And those, aside from being aesthetic, the different bits of garb. Oh, nice! I got the Chocobo link.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes!
That's really badass.
That's the first time I've actually gotten it.
That's super cool.
That you earn that at level 10. That's
Yeah.
the level. That's the level 10 like Chocobo ability. And I've never actually seen it go off.
That's badass.
That was awesome. So, yeah, you do get to go through different bits of garb, and they give you different stats. Oh boy! Oh god! Assassins.
Okay, he's doing good. He's fine.
Not sure why I can't get this spell to go off, but okay. There we go. There we go.
What spell is this? Oh, there's a lot of business going on here. Is this a gravity spell?
So there are no real.
Jesus Christ! What just happened?
There are no real gravity spells in this game. At one point in the game, you will get an item that will allow you to cast some other forms of magic, but it's very limited.
Gotcha.
So generally speaking, there is just fire, ice, and thunder. Yeah, I actually just realized that maybe I shouldn't be wearing this ring because I don't know. People have kind of seen it already, so I don't know.
It's fine.
You know that it's there. This is a high level stream, so
there you go. Z Tremblay asked, "Do you think there are over 100 hours of gameplay?"
Definitely.
Yeah, if you want to get everything.
I'm on 85. I'm on hour 85. Let me just show you something real quick. I'm on hour 85. These are currently active side quests that I have not finished.
You probably don't
yet.
need to do that level 1-1.
Yeah, right, probably not.
It's probably not worth it.
Exactly. And a lot of these aren't going to be worth it for me now because I haven't. And this is what I was saying before. Enjoy the open world.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of this. This is stuff that I have currently active.
Yeah.
If you want to look at stuff that I've completed.
I
mean, you can see how long this goes. These are main quests and side quests that I've completed.
Yeah. I'm nauseous looking at it.
And it's ridiculous. And there's still tons more that I haven't done yet. And then there's all these hunts to go on. There's tons of content. You will easily get 100 hours out. If you want to do every hunt and every side mission, you will get well north of 100 hours out.
So I guess that sort of speaks to one of the big things in RPG is post-game content. And so yes, you as you mentioned before, you did complete the campaign many hours ago.
Yeah.
But you just keep playing. You kept playing it even after you finished the review.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So obviously, this is a world that has is rich with post-game content that isn't just busy work. Is something interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most interesting things is you will, the main quest line ends at level 45.
Okay.
That's the recommended. That's the recommended level for completing the last quest.
Yeah.
Honestly, I found 45 to be too low of a level, and that was pretty a tall order for me.
Yeah.
I needed to get a little bit higher than that.
Did you find yourself having to grind throughout the game, or generally with your play flow, were you at a decent place?
I didn't have to grind at all, really. Like I said, I did get to a point where I needed to go back and do some side quests.
I guess that's less grindy if it's a side quest,
exactly.
right?
It wasn't like I did not. Let's say this: I did not spend any time walking around the open world going, "I gotta fight dudes. I gotta fight dudes. Someone please fight me."
Just happened naturally as you were doing cool things in the world.
Exactly. Right. So, so I didn't find it to be grindy at all. But there are definitely missions that are over level. There are missions that are over level 45. Oh, I'm poisoned. Should I use an item to?
Yeah, probably. I don't want to see you die.
I won't die.
You're a prince.
It'll be fine. But yeah, there are definitely quests and monsters well north of 40. I mean, I've seen quests and monsters that are level 99.
Ooh.
So
that sounds scary.
And I'm level 65 right now. So
yeah,
after
you can get to 100.
Yeah, you're gonna get your hours.
CK Productions on YouTube asks, do the enemies level up with you, or can you overlevel and breeze through?
You can absolutely overlevel enemies, although some enemies will scale to a degree. So, for instance, these drop ships that keep coming with Imperials, you will see as you level up and go farther into the game, the things they will drop out of here will get more and more deadly.
Gotcha.
The most dangerous general foot soldiers are these level 47 Imperial assassins that you've seen me fight a few times. I don't know if that's what we're going to hit here. But then also, you will sometimes get these guys, these Velas tanks, and they're level 46. They're pretty decent power. And then I've seen the bigger tanks that are like double the size of those, with more attacks and stuff. I've seen level 99 versions of those spawn.
Yeesh.
Out of these. What I love is what we're watching right here is that, like, I said this in my review a little bit. Look at my boys. Look at my boys. They're taking care of business.
Your boys are handling business.
They're doing damage. They're knocking guys down. They're not dying right away.
Ignis is doing cool backflips. Okay, that was pretty cool.
I'm mostly just kind of chilling, and they're making things happen.
Yeah.
And I really love that about the game. I love that they don't feel like garbage AI partners that I have to like constantly protect and babysit.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually babysitting me. Like
they're well, that's even sort of in the story. It's their goal in life is to protect the king. I mean, the king's or the prince. The prince is obviously their buddy, but like, duty to the crown and all that garbage.
Absolutely, they're part of the crown's guard. That's what they're supposed to do, and they do it very well.
Stephen Lamoth says, "Can you go back to the open world?" Yes, as Vince said, you can. There are some stretches where you are locked into a linear thing for a bit, but you will always be able to go back to the open world. What is going on with these missiles?
Those were
lingering missiles.
Those are those mechs. They fire these pods up into the air that land on the ground, and they have a time delayed explosion.
Gotcha. Kusan Vilise asks, any Moogles? I know the answer to that, but are you able to show us what the Moogles are in the game?
I can if people want to see it.
I mean, it's already been shown. Like Square showed it in their own marketing.
That's true. So
I feel like you sort of know what you're getting into in a high level play.
So my next fight that I run into, I will we will summon a Moogle.
We're in a fight. So these are the Moogles.
So those are the Moogles.
You just threw a dead stuffed animal.
And they draw the attention, they draw aggro of the enemies.
You know what? As someone who adores Earthbound, I'm a big fan of this. This reminds me of the teddy bear in Earthbound. Also very sad when the teddy bear gets ripped to shreds. Jeez.
But don't worry, when your Moogle gets ripped to shreds, one of the NPCs will gladly. Oh wow!
Where did that guy come from?
Taking pot shots on me.
Hey dudes, yeah.
I'm gonna go mess this guy up. So yeah, there are Moogles.
Moogles confirmed. Final Fantasy video game. I lost the name, but a couple people were asking. I feel like we got sidetracked talking about PS4 Pro. Have you played the Xbox One version?
I have only played a very little bit of it.
Okay.
Nothing to it.
I can't right now. I can say it like it runs fine. But
From
I haven't
the
played
portion you've played.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten into the nitty-gritty of it, which is why it's not listed as something that I reviewed yet, because I need more time with the Xbox version.
Sure. But early impressions are it doesn't seem like a disaster.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's just, nature. It's not favoritism. It's nature of what we got.
Yeah.
Copies we got, and obviously if you want to finish the story, you got to mainline through one version of the game.
Yep, that's, like I said, it's just the reality of how things... How the business works.
Sean McClary on Facebook asks, how's the English voice acting?
I think it's very solid. Like someone asked me that on Twitter this morning, and I think like the easiest, the most, probably the easiest way I can like express this to people is that I will 100%, if I don't like if the English voice acting is not up to my standards or what I want, I will in a heartbeat switch to the Japanese. Yeah. I don't care at all. I will immediately leave it behind, and I have for many games.
Yeah.
At no point did I feel like I needed to. At no point did I feel like I needed to switch.
Gotcha.
Which is a really good.
Which is always a good sign. Yeah. Matt Trabert though asks, can you switch to Japanese with subtitles if you want?
Absolutely, you can.
Look at that. Best of both worlds. A lot of people are asking about co-op. Co-op they've announced is going to be DLC down the road as part of the season pass. What that means, we don't know. So Vince has not played co-op.
Yeah,
correct. I didn't want to speak for you.
No,
because I don't think that exists yet.
I didn't even. You actually just edified me. I didn't even realize that. Man, Gladiolus just did work.
Yeah. He just wrecked shop.
Yeah, that was his level 3. That was level 3. So. Yeah, no, I haven't played any co-op. God, that sounds like it would be fun. Like I said, my girlfriend and I played a lot of, like, we were passing, like, if I needed to get up to get a sandwich or, you know, just do a quick little bathroom break, she would just kind of be like,
you're able to pass them? Yeah, you're like, yes,
I'll keep the controller warm for you while you go do that. So she and I put a lot of hours into this, so playing co-op together would probably be a lot of fun.
They haven't really said what it is, but it's, online, 4-player cooperative mode.
Should I try to fight a Bandersnatch?
Sure. Is that noise the Bandersnatch?
Oh, no, it's not Bandersnatch. Those are Cataplevis.
Oh, that sounds like a disease. But yeah, the DLC is going to be there's going to be a handful, 3 episodes that I think one apiece will focus on the 3 buddies, and then I believe it culminates in a co-op mode.
Oh, cool.
Yes. The end.
The end.
Did you watch Kingsglaive and or Brotherhood, and do you feel like people should?
I have not watched Kingsglaive, but after saying that online this morning on Twitter, a lot of people, I mean, they didn't say that I messed up by not having watched it, but they were like, "Oh, you should totally watch it. It made a very good. They said it acted as a good compliment to this.
It is. I like the movie. It's not saying a lot, but it's the best Final Fantasy movie.
Right, you're right. Not saying much, but
in the Brotherhood anime, which is free online, you can watch on YouTube, is a 5-part anime story prequel that tells the backstory of the boys, and is actually also pretty good. That was my hot take. Pretty good. IGN.com.
And honestly, like if I could have more of the boys, that's
So a bunch of people were asking about that, and I know we talked before this about the story, but what are your opinions of the story on a micro and macro level?
So on a macro level, the story is complete gibberish. And I said that in my review, that it's just incomprehensible.
So it's Final Fantasy.
Well, okay.
I know. Like Final Fantasy 6 is a really good story.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, look, so to be clear, I am very critical of stories in games.
Yeah.
And if you follow me as a reviewer, you will know that I do feel like, 80% of video game stories are just not really worth.
That's a very considerate percent you just gave.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said 80. I might even go.
It's more like 95.
Yeah, I might even go higher.
It's more like 95. Yeah. It's much more like 95.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That said, I do think that Final Fantasy stories, there are some good ones. There's some really good ones. This isn't one of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Like, for me to more tightly critique and more directly critique the story, I need to go into spoilers, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I can't wait until some people who really care about story and get into the details of what makes. Like,
really
I can't wait till
it.
you really play the game, and you and I can sit there and talk about what the story did wrong.
But one thing you do like about the game, which I am super excited for, is the sort of the interactions and smaller interactions and camaraderie between the 4 of them.
Yes, on the micro level, I think it's some of the best storytelling that Square has done.
I love
with
that.
Final Fantasy. It really is very special. They take everything from walking around like this in the open world to a change in the weather, to us driving around in the car, camping in between, camping at night, food,
Yeah.
everything. Like everything around you, everything that happens is another opportunity that they take to make you feel like these are your lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And that might sound hokey or forced, but the amazing is that it's not, because they don't try to wrap it all up into like a handful of dramatic moments that show you how much they care about each other. It's the little things that like form real friendships.
I love that.
Like I'll tell you what, if you should give this you probably know what I'm talking about. If you spent every day driving in a car for 2 hours with the same 3 people, you become friends. You become friends very, very quickly, and it wouldn't be because where's my Chocobo?
Oh, they died.
Chocobo?
No, they passed away.
Actually, I'm just gonna return to the car, and then I'm actually gonna fast. I'm gonna go travel to a place where I know I can do some hunts, because I want to do some hunts for people and show them me fighting cool things.
Big fan of that.
But yeah, they find everything becomes an opportunity for telling that story. I know I said this in the review. Like, I know things about these characters that little things, not plot points. I know little things about them that I never thought I'd know about characters. Like, I know what Ignis's favorite brand of coffee is.
Yeah.
And I know who Prompto has a crush on. And I giggle a little bit when the guys give him a little guff about it.
Yeah. Which is amazing, because I feel like video games as a whole, it's tough for them to do the subtle storytelling or the painting with a small brush.
Yep, exactly.
Which I think is great.
And that's what the game does like so very well and constantly. Like, while we're driving, I was just gonna say this. Oh my god, it's like on cue. Yeah. While we're driving, people might chime in to talk to me. So
the demons will be coming out any minute.
So in this case, Prompto is urging me, please, can we call it a night and stay somewhere that's safe, because it's about to turn to nighttime. So I can listen to Prompto and say, okay, fine, we'll call it a night, buddy. And then Ignis will automatically stop at the nearest place for us to go.
Which will be nice, because camping, that's the way leveling up works in this game is a little bit different than in previous Final Fantasies, correct?
Yes, that's right. So in order to actually gain your XP and level up, you need to camp in some way.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean you have to always camp out under the stars. You can stay at a motel or in a trailer.
That cool home invasion you did back there at the trailer.
That sweet home invasion I just pulled off a moment ago.
Evidently, you're going to be sleeping at this gas station tonight.
So yeah, you bank all your XP, and then you earn it when you rest. What's cool is, though, based on where you rest, you can get different bonuses to your XP.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, for instance, when you're stopping at a place like this, like kind of like a road stop, there's usually not a real hotel at these places. Sure. Usually, where you're going to stay is a trailer like this. Okay, one of these rent-a-trailers, and you can see it says XP 1.2. So I get basically a 20% boost to the XP that I've gained. That's not bad. It only cost me 30 gil. It's not a terrible deal. Yeah. Okay. However, actually, we'll go ahead.
Yeah, for the sake of showing.
Yeah. However, you'll notice that when I stay at an established place like a trailer or a hotel, I don't get the opportunity to cook. I don't get the opportunity to cook. So cooking is very powerful in this game. Like, it is not a silly side thing that never helps you, like it is in a lot of games. Like, some of the more sophisticated RPGs out there, like I love some of Bethesda's RPGs, but cooking in those games is very often just like,
it seems not even like a second thought, but like a third, fourth, or fifth thought.
Right, like in Skyrim, I'm like, why would I waste my time cooking? Like, it just does nothing for me. It gives me very little.
So what sort of so Ignis is obviously the cook of the group.
And he can cook a wide variety of different things that give you massive buffs to your maximum health, to your defense stat, to your attack rating, immunity to different status effects.
Okay, and so
resistances to certain kinds of damage.
And you cook things based on, obviously you saw earlier, you found out a recipe by walking by a woman who was eating, and then you need to collect the items,
the ingredients it takes to make them. So I'll show you. This is not a small system. I mean, I'll show you. Like, I've been playing the game for 85 hours. I only know 57 of the 103 dishes there are to cook.
Also, those pictures look real good.
Oh my god, the food makes me so
we did a terrible time to do
hungry.
This stream.
So you can see it'll show on the side what the ingredients required are.
Yeah.
And
if you have a bunch of them.
Right, if you have enough, right, how many of them you have, and also like what kind of boost they give. So like prairie style skewers, only a level 4 boost to HP and attack. Totally early in the game, totally fine and solid. You'll have a lot of anik meat and a lot of lead and peppers.
Yeah.
It's a great, bountiful, easy meal to make early in the game that gives you solid boosts.
Vince, this is a high-level stream.
But this is a high-level stream, so I'll show you guys some stuff that's a little bit
food spoilers.
So food spoilers. So we have this fried tide grouper that
increases by 500.
Increases your attack rating by 500, which is I can tell you right now, probably my highest character has a 600 attack rating.
So you're ostensibly doubling it.
It's going to double the person's damage.
But I imagine the Tide Grouper, you only have one of them. That's probably a hard thing to find in the world.
It's either something you're going to buy for a few thousand gil, which is not cheap.
Yeah.
Or, it's something that you're going to have to find by catching a Tide Grouper.
Yeah.
And in order to catch a Tide Grouper, you're going to have to find the right fishing spot
Gotcha.
and have a fairly high level. Noctis's fishing level would have to be pretty high level for that to be a viable fight.
So, a lot of the systems, the fishing system, feeds back into this system as well.
Yeah, it does. You'll and the hunts as well. As you hunt higher level, rarer monsters, you're going to get meat and ingredients that will allow you to make better and better stuff. So, this one, Sea Bass Sauté, this is actually really important because not only does it give you a decent HP boost, it also makes you toad-proof.
Yeah. So if you're entering a zone where you're going to get toaded a bunch.
Yeah. There's Nagas, and Nagas toad you constantly. Yeah. There's certain enemies that you'll learn are constantly toading, and that's terribly debilitating because while you're toaded, you can't attack, you can't really do anything, you take extra damage. So you might have to know hey, going into this hunt, I'm going to be fighting these Nagas. I can't deal with toad. So
you're toad-proof.
I'm gonna eat this sea bass
I really
sauté.
like that. I like that. Yeah, this is sort of this is almost like preemptively equipping your party with things like ribbons and sort of things like that. It is. So how long raises your attack by 500? What does that mean? Until
for a set amount of time. It's usually, I think the in-game it'll last for a lot of a day.
Okay.
Of the in-game day-night cycle, but you can also get upgrades that will there are a series of upgrades called Aftertaste.
Okay.
That will,
nice.
That will allow the food-based buffs to last longer.
I mean, what is that in real time? Half an hour?
Oh, in real time? Oh, okay. So I would say the day-night cycle is it's close to an hour. It's pretty long.
Okay, so it's lengthy. If you're going into an area, it's not you're going to get 5 minutes into it and then your effect's going to
You're going to get a lot of use out of it, especially if you get the Aftertaste upgrades.
Yeah.
I know that sounds gross.
Yeah.
While we're here, is anyone asking about Magic?
Yeah, a bunch of people have been asking about Magic. They were a little worried about what you said earlier, that the Magic seems to sort of take a backseat.
It is pretty limited, but I'll go through it with people right here. So,
are we talking about Magic Flasks? Is that what that said?
Yes. Yeah. So, Noctis has a skill called Elemancy. Okay, which allows him to craft magic spells. So you start out with only 1 or 2 magic flasks to store spells in. Mm-hmm. But as the game goes on and you find more, you'll be able to store more and more. You see, I haven't crafted that many. So you pick an empty flask, and then you start by designating which elemental affinity you want to use it for. And the more you put into it, the more powerful the spell is going to become. So, for instance, every point I put in to fire is going to give me, 1 point of potency.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hold a maximum of 99 energy. And then I also have a little bonus stat that gives me bonus potency every time I craft a spell. So what you'll see is once the potency, see right now it says fire times 3. That means I get 3 usages of fire from this spell I'm casting creating right now. But once that potency reaches over 100, it turns to Fyra.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. So it gets even stronger, deals more damage, has more range. And if I can get that potency over 200, it'll become Firaga. Nice. Right. Okay. So I can bump up the potency on this, not just with fire, but with other elements. So I can put a bunch of ice element into this to also help the potency, although it won't raise the potency as fast.
Sure. Gotcha.
So putting in putting in a lot, on the 99, it only got me up to 158 potency.
Gotcha.
Now I start putting in, see that once you start having all 3 elements in there, you get what's called Unicast. And Unicast has 3 levels, Unicast 1, 2, and 3. This is Unicast 2. And again, it's dependent on the potency. But Unicast will cast a random spell.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay? So if I want, I can pump this up to over 200,
But you don't know if you're going to get
But now I
Firaga,
don't know if I'm
Blizzaga.
gonna, exactly.
Thundaga.
Now I don't know if I'm going to get Firaga, Blizzaga, or Thundaga. Right, exactly. So then, you know, on top of that, I'm also only getting 3 usages here. So it's like but I'm using all my energy.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, do you want to have a super powerful spell for 3 casts and then be out of energy and you can't craft anymore?
Or have a
until you
level
find
2.
more? Or do you want to have a lower
with
level spell? Exactly. So for instance, you know, I want a reasonably powerful spell, but I don't want to spend all my element stuff. So I'm gonna spend like, I don't know, maybe we'll spend 50 of my fire. And then we'll pump it up the rest of the way to get to... we don't want it to be Blizzard. So... Okay, let's stop there. And then, like... Oh, it automatically becomes unit cast
with the 3 ingredients.
Yeah, once I spend any. So, all right, so that's okay. This is getting us close. We're not quite at Fyra, but then we can add a catalyst
nice.
to the spell. And these you can use...
Pretty much any item.
Pretty much any item, yeah. You can use the consumables, and you can use these treasures that you find. You can also use ingredients that are cooking ingredients. You can use those sometimes to boost things. So let's see. What's something I have a good amount of? I have a lot of these Saber-Tusk Claws. So these Saber-Tusk Claws boost potency by 1 each when I use. So you know what? I got tons of these Saber-Tooth Claws. I'm just going to throw a bunch in.
Yeah.
And not only do the Saber-Tusk Claws add potency, they also add usages if I put it enough. So now I've got 7 usages of 100 potency Fyra. That's pretty good.
Solid.
So
pretty solid.
I'll go ahead and craft that. And now I'll equip that over here.
Nice.
So now I have some magic. So yeah.
I'm a fan of this.
That's how magic works. Now I can also have added... like just for a quick example, I know people don't love sitting here on menus, so I'm not going to stay here very much longer. Let me just get the Thundara. There we go. So I can say to Thundara, I could add a high potion or a few. I'm going to add 2.
Which will also heal the hell out of your team.
Yeah, it'll also so that this will heal cast, so I can fire a decent strength Thundara, but it will also heal me.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of this. I'm excited to dig into the system.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... So, to be clear, like, some people were curious about this. Like, it's not that magic is not useful. It is quite useful.
Yeah.
It's extraordinarily powerful. It's one of your only ways of reliably dealing damage from range. But, that said, there's just not a lot... If you're one of those people that loves, like, you know, Asuna, Shell, White, Bio, Demi, you know, like, all these other types of magic... if you're one of those people that really loves that, yeah.
They're just not really here. Yeah.
It's just not here.
Welcome.
Let's see if this guy has any good hunts for us to do.
Are you willing to do our dirty work?
It looks like I've done all the hunts that this guy has, but you know what? We can just
Can you do them again?
Oh yeah, we can redo them. So you know what? Let's do that Cataplebis, because it's a cool fight. It's a big dude. So we'll redo this.
So you can redo any hunt, and for that could be sort of your quote unquote grinding of Gil and
sure.
You know, if you want one of a specific item that you get from completing a hunt, you can keep doing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
And in the case of the Cataplebis, I don't think you can actually pick a fight with a Cataplebis otherwise.
Oh, nice.
Like because that one in the center of the one in the middle of the lake, I think you can't. The only way you can reach that is by swimming there with your Chocobo.
Gotcha.
So you can't actually engage in a fight there. So yeah, we'll go fight this Cataplebis, and maybe if we're lucky. Last time I went to fight a Cataplebis, randomly, even though I'm way high enough level to fight this Cataplebis, and this probably will be a little bit less of an interesting fight than it would have been if I would done it at lower level.
Then you were half as weak.
Yeah, like
twice as weak. I don't know how that works.
But what happened last time I tried to fight him is almost immediately it triggered a summon.
Oh wow!
A summon opportunity.
Yeah.
So we will see if maybe we luck out and we get ourselves a summon, and maybe it'll be one that y'all haven't seen before.
Oh dang!
So we'll.
But also, like we said, we don't know really how they work. So
exactly, like
so it might not come.
They might not come at all. We might not get this summon at all, but we'll see. We will see. That's a big sucker. What was interesting is that when I first saw that it was a hunt for a Cataplebis, I got excited because historically Cataplebis has been a variation of a behemoth. So I was like, oh, exciting! I'm gonna fight a behemoth. But then I was like, oh, I'm fighting this thing. This doesn't look like a behemoth at all, although it's definitely huge.
Yeah, it's very. Ooh, epic, music's getting pretty epic.
Music. Oh, nice! He hit me pretty hard. That was fun. I like that.
Getting by.
When safe, can we see what the Fyra that we created looks like?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Created a nice explosion.
Yep.
Proud of you. And the ground's on fire. And he's turning into lightning. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, when the bosses flash like that, that's kind of like the game's way of saying, like, hey, this guy's about to do a massive attack.
Yeah, so
maybe
dodge.
be ready to block.
Anyone?
Oh, this guy is yelling. He's like,
I like the Gregorian chants that started.
All right. Gonna get a little gravisphere going on here. Should hit him many times, but it's not doing a whole lot of damage to him.
Toter asks, is this the whole world map or is this just the demo? And no, this is the whole world map,
No,
but we're just mucking around various parts of it.
My pleasure.
Yep. And this is a part that's been in the demo before, I believe.
Yeah, I think this is the Dusk Sky region.
Yep.
If you guys just joined us, Marty and Vince here. We are halfway through our Final Fantasy 15 live stream. Vince reviewed Final Fantasy 15 for us, giving it an 8.2. We are on his post-game save. Is it a post-game save?
Yes.
Post-game save. And we are kind of futzing about the open world, showing the systems, and a lot of people have been asking about secret bosses. And yes, not a secret boss. At the end of the stream, we'll give a very a stern spoiler warning, and then we're going to fight something cool.
Yes, we are. We're going to fight something pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty rad.
A couple folks asking if they could show off the city of Alticia.
I can if that's something they would like.
Maybe after we kill this man, let's see what a city looks like. Oh, you're climbing him! Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Set his head on fire.
Pretty dope.
I've seen a lot of things online about a supposed 72-hour boss battle.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can say about that?
So I think I know what it is. It might be the thing we're going to show at the end. I have not.
But as someone who's played video games for a better part of 30 years, it's not a 72-hour boss battle, right?
I don't know. I haven't tried to damage it yet. So
also 72 hours. This is a very long time.
Yes, it is a very long time. Like I said, I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't know if that was weird translation or if they meant 72 hours.
Yeah,
in
neither
game.
do I, and I'm very curious to see.
Yeah.
Which one of those things it actually is.
Yeah.
What's the idea?
Apologies.
Jamie Martin Bowen asked, is this game online like 14? Is this an MMO? No. It's not an MMO.
No, it is not. Oh, I missed the parry.
Got my back.
Very sad. Aww. You got my back? Always. I love it. I love these guys.
Jonathan Baroshi asks, how many frames per second?
30.
30.
Yep. Oof.
My hands are getting a little clammy.
Kind of hoping we get a summon. We're doing okay though. We're doing fine.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm not at all worried about this fight. One of the things that's weird is that like if you have enough healing items and you don't like constantly put yourself in harm's way,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll be okay. Unless
sorry.
unless you just like are super reckless and you don't recognize.
Oh, you fell over.
Yeah, this is good.
There you go. I had a question. John Mann asks, is this a boss or just a random encounter? It seems to be taking a while. This was a hunt, a high-level hunt.
This is a fairly decent level hunt.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a story boss or anything, but it's a large creature that is meant to take a while.
Oh
Thus
boy,
the Gregorian
here
chanting.
we go.
Oh, what's happening? You got sparkles in the air.
Let's go. Let's see who we get.
Oh,
Oh boy.
he's vomiting on you. All right. We're summoning.
Oh, who is it?
We're summoning. We don't know who it's going to be.
Baby girl. Let's go. This is such a sick summon. Oh, my God.
So, spoilers, Shiva's one of the summons in the game.
This stuff is it's just wacky.
This is super
man.
cool. Look
This
how
is
chilly it looks. He's like, I made a huge mistake. Why did I do
It's
this?
just gorgeous.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
Oh, he passed away.
Nothing lives from a summon. And what's really cool is like now, like this whole
region is just like, why did that happen? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Impressive.
There you go.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad we got a summon. Woo. So,
I'm glad we got that one,
do you
too.
know why that happened?
Do I know why that summon happened?
Yes.
Battle going on for a long time clearly can't have something to do with it. So there's that. It could have something to do with that.
This area is swarming with
No
bugs.
one got incapacitated, so that's strange. Usually summons happen when you're in dire straits.
Yeah.
And we weren't really in any trouble there.
Yeah.
No one went into danger. No one got downed.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, like that was cool looking. I don't know how I feel about the fact that someone seemed
So passive.
relatively out of control. Yeah, out of your control.
Yeah. Like what's weird? Oh, there's some dudes. I want to fight these dudes. I want to use fire a little bit more.
Okay,
This will be quick.
It's yeah.
Zigmover asks, so summons are completely random? No. Asterisks.
Yeah, right.
No, it seems like there are a handful of sort of qualifiers for when a summon happens, although this is like I feel like after release, people are going to tear it apart and really we'll know in like a week or two when summons appear, relatively certainly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It'll get figured out.
Yeah.
Say your
The Dark Knight Owl asks, how do we chat with IGN? You're doing it right now. You leave comments on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. I'm looking at them all. And if you're nice and I like your question, maybe I'll say it with my voice.
Yeah. See, I'm talking about guys like Magic is not weak.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
is like I definitely if I gave you that impression with my review, I'm sorry. Like I made a point not to say it's not that it's not strong.
It's just that it's not
unbelievably powerful.
It's sort of not the
play video games.
focal point as Magic can be in games. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a mage.
Yeah, there's
You
no
don't-
such thing as a
yeah.
mage. Like that.
You can't. You pretty much can't play the game just being a mage.
No, you can't. Yeah, definitely not. Like those magic flasks I have, like I can equip those on anybody. Like
Yeah.
I can give any one of these guys those magic. Now different people have higher magic skill. Like Ignis, like if you're gonna have someone else besides you do magic, you want to give it to Ignis generally because he's got the most powerful. He's got the highest native magic skill.
Yeah.
But of course, with different accessories, you can build for more for a higher magic ability. Let's see if I can roast like a bunch of guys all at once coming out here. Because if you hold down the button, you do like a prime version of the spell that does even more damage.
Oh, nice.
And it's perfect for when a bunch of dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going all out.
Woo! Yeah. See that?
That was badass.
Yeah. Nuked the heck out of those dudes.
Uh,
One dude lived.
Wait. Rams fans 1 asks, are limit breaks or the equivalent in the game?
Yes. I would say overall. So I would say the characters level 3 their level 3 special abilities count as limit breaks.
Cool.
I feel. Like you saw me do Gladiolus' one in
Yeah.
Impact. That like hit in a wide swath in front
Yeah.
of him. Whoops. Oh god. I was trying to get my hand back to dodge that. So yeah, like you see Gladiolus, you saw his level 3
Yeah.
where he set up for like a big swipe and it hit a whole area in front of him, and then like there was like delayed like crackle and big explosion all over. Like
So that's sort of the equivalent of limit breaks.
right. Yeah, and then like the reason you could also consider them limit breaks to a degree is because here I'll show you guys something. last item on everybody's technique bar of the Ascension grid.
Oh, they're actually called limit breaks.
It says limit break, and it costs 999 AP, which is an unbelievable amount of AP. Like, I don't know how I'll ever farm that much AP. And what that does is that it breaks the limit damage on people's techniques.
Oh.
So in other words, like, it
literally breaks the ceiling.
Exactly. So like right now, the ceiling is such that like my level 3 probably only does as much as my level 1 at this point in a lot of ways, or my level 2 or something.
Yeah.
But once I get limit break, I'm sure that the level 3s will do astronomical amounts of it. Because right now it's limited at 9,990.
Very cool. A bunch of people asking about Alticia. Do we want to go there?
Sure, I'm happy to go to Alticia.
Show what an urban environment looks like.
Sure. Well, Alticia is, I mean, it's a city, but if you're looking for urban, it's really more like a cross between Florence and Rome.
That's pretty urban.
And it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
I want to see that.
But it's more of a classical look and not an urban look.
That's good. I'm good urban.
So people are down for that.
Yeah.
I'm happy
take a little stroll.
I'm happy to bring us over there. I'm just going to turn in my hunt to this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it a day.
Welcome
And
to Crow's Nest.
yeah.
So you have to go back and
Must have been a real doozy.
to where you got the hunt in order to cash it.
You can actually cash the hunt in at any tipster.
I like that a lot.
And tipsters are all like basically like it's one of those like, little counterintuitive things that you just have to learn about the game when you first start playing it. Is that whenever you see whenever you see on the map a knife and fork, that's not just a place for food. The people who run and own restaurants are the people who know where all the important sites are in the area. They're like the Assassin's Creed tower of the towers of the game. Like you want to go and talk to them, and they're going to tell you where
the activities of the
area are, and they're also going to give you what the hunts are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I will bring us over to Altizia now.
Cool.
Keep in mind, I want to express to people, Altizia is an exceedingly beautiful, beautiful place. Seeing it for the first time for me was definitely one of the highlights of the game. So if you do not want to be spoiled on what it looks like, I'm warning you now.
Or you can have your first time with us.
Or you can have your first time be right now with us. Yeah.
Hello, dog.
Umbra! So yeah.
That was a nice little dog.
He's a good
boy.
little dog.
He's a good boy. A lot of people were asking about the camera. How have you felt about the camera?
Oh, the overall...
Just, camera control.
The camera...
Not
that
we literally
camera.
got to the camera.
Right.
No, like camera controls.
So the camera controls can definitely be unruly, especially when you have to fight in close quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a lot of the, like in the second half of the game, there's a lot more of that. There's a lot more of like the tight quarters areas in like the linear area part of the game. There's a lot more of those. And there, like the camera, when you get close to a wall, can get pretty rugged. It, to the point where, and even during some of the bigger boss battles, like you might have even seen it there in my fight with the Cataplebis, there were definitely times where it was hard to tell what was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So not the strongest part of the game. Although generally speaking, the camera is totally serviceable. Mm-hmm. You can lock on to things by holding R1. And what's weird is that like the game makes staying locked on to the same thing without having to do anything a really weird command.
Yeah.
But you can do it. You hold R1, and then while you're holding on R1 and you're focused on something, you click in R3, and then it will stay locked on that, and then you can just move freely, and it'll stay locked on that target.
No, not like that.
Yeah, it's not intuitive or convenient, but you totally can do it. So yeah, this is Altizia.
Looks pretty. The Florence Venice thing.
Yeah. And this is
there?
definitely on an ugly day. Like it's definitely a rainy, overcast day. Right? It's an overcast day.
Yeah, as we
right
saw
now.
earlier, when the sun comes out, that's when the game really shines.
Yeah. So
shining pun.
So if you see over in this direction, I'll actually go more towards that way. So this is towards the entrance of the city. I'll go more towards it, but you can see like the architecture is it's just stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just beautiful.
And even the music sounds like someone who'd be playing an accordion on the side with a cool monkey next to him.
Absolutely. So I'll bring you over. Like this is where the entrance is. This is like where you first come into Altizia, is on these docks. And you can kind of see off in the distance Let's see if we can spot it. I don't know if you can actually. Yes. Okay. So if you see, so you see those like basically that waterfall over there. There's like a unilock. Like I don't know if you live near a river. I grew up on the Hudson River in New York. There are these locks that basically allow you to like go up and down in elevation on a river. It's basically a one big unilock that like brings you in on this one tight lane that's raised up against everything else.
That's super cool.
And you just see this. It's stunning, and it's lined by statues as you're coming in. It's unbelievable. It's like totally a jaw drop moment.
It's pretty. I'm excited.
So the sun's coming out a little bit more.
Yeah, if you played the Platinum demo, that really had, in terms of sunshine and lighting and everything, that had a bunch of those nodes where you could change time of day and change weather, and it really showed how, look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's a pretty video game, I'm going to be honest.
That's friggin' gorgeous.
Mr. Benzadrine on YouTube asks, are there more than one city in the game?
Yes, there are several cities in the game.
Confirmed, several cities.
Altizia is definitely the largest and most fully fleshed out.
Cool.
But there are small outposts like you've seen, and a couple of other smaller, but also vibrant and interesting cities.
Very cool. Philip Oliveres on Facebook asks, are there any side games like Final Fantasy VIII's card game? I really like those cards. I miss those cards.
Final Fantasy VIII Triple Triad is my favorite mini game ever in an RPG.
Probably the best thing about Final Fantasy VIII.
I don't think that's a terrible perspective to have. You know what? I was gonna take this gondola, but I'm gonna take a different gondola.
Cool.
I'm gonna take you to one of those side activities right now. I'm gonna take you guys to the arena, to the Coliseum, and show you what that's all about. Because that's a lot of fun.
Check out the Coliseum, and then we'll go and fight that. We'll spend 72 hours fighting that man. I don't even know if it's a man. I literally don't even know what it is.
Are we getting close to that time?
We got about 40 minutes left.
Okay, cool.
We still have time.
Yeah, we got time. So yeah, like I got lost so much when I first came to Altizia because there are so many back alleys and plazas and overpasses, and it's just crazy. I love the layouts of the cities in this game. They feel so. They feel like so much like believable, fleshed out urban, developed cities.
I love that.
In their layout. This is a beautiful view. Like,
that's stupid.
Yeah, it is dumb.
Good stupid.
It's silly. Look at it. So this is kind of a similar lane onto which you enter the city from. But I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
And like this isn't. I mean, like some of that stuff all the way in the back is obviously like. Just for show.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, all this stuff in here that you're seeing, like, there are shops in there. There are activities to do in there and people to see and restaurants and NPCs to talk to. Like, this is not, like, a skyline that just is empty. Like, that. There are things to see and experience in there. Like, some people I can understand would find, like I know, like, it's the whole Wind Waker syndrome, right? Where some people feel as if, like, oh, just get on with it. Like, I don't want to ride on the water for, 5 minutes to get somewhere or 2 minutes to get somewhere. But to me, like, travel in this game feels so much more, just so much more immersive and this roots me in the world. Like, artists took years to make this.
Decade.
So it's like, exactly, a decade, a literal decade. Like, I want to sit and soak it up, and it's a great way to do that. These trips.
Looks awesome. A couple folks have been asking, were you playing with the Day 1 Crown patch? / do you know what the Day 1 Crown patch is?
I haven't heard it referred to as the Crown patch.
It's called the Crown Update. 7.2 gigs, and it's just a giant list of relatively small tweaks.
So let me just look at it real quick.
I mean, there's a bunch of small battle tweaks, stuff like ability to use the music player while walking around. The ability to shop while riding in your regalia.
Yep, I've seen this list. So yes, so the version this Crown version is version 1.02.
Yeah.
Okay. The version I played is version 1.01.
Okay, gotcha.
Version 1.01 has about 90% of these, except for like 3 things. It doesn't have the wait mode options for the Ascension grid. It doesn't have the ability for me to share my photos on social media.
That would have given it a 10. Spoilers.
well, they've got it now.
Yeah.
But I mean, they obviously didn't want reviewers being able to just easily one button throw their pictures up on the internet.
One cool thing which I just saw is that it includes specific scenes from Kingsglaive and that Omen trailer, which was sort of a 5-minute short film. It includes them in the actual game for a bit of context. So even if you didn't play Kingsglaive, some of Kingsglaive will be in the actual game so that you will better understand things that are happening.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I probably would have understood that better if I had seen Kingsglaive.
Yeah, they might have literally been in here. You just wouldn't have known.
Right.
All right, so wait. This is the arena.
So this is the arena. It's loading up now. All right, so first thing you usually do in the arena when you first come here is you come and you buy medals. Because, it's like a casino with chips. You have to purchase them. I already have a bunch because I've been very successful. I've gambled extensively and been pretty successful with it. So yeah, I have 368,000 medals right now.
Yikes!
But look at what the prizes go up to.
Ooh,
3.6 million is the highest.
That's pretty cool.
Price.
Oh, you get a big fang.
That there is.
Real big fang.
So yeah, these are some of these are just good pieces of gear that you'll want. Like the Enforcer is, I think, one of the highest damage guns that you can get for Prompto in the game, and I won that here. This Precision Lance is one of the best lances you can get. That's for Ignis.
Yeah,
it's one of his sub weapons.
Let's see what a little little betting look like.
I'll do a little wagering. So, all right. So here we go. We got the Dandy Roosters, the Stunning Hens, and the Fisherman Eaters. So
what?
So the Dandy Roosters is just one level 23 cockatrices. Cockatrices get it in this mode.
Yeah.
On a Stunning Hens, it looks like it's one level 19 Basilisk.
But its condition's not well.
Its condition's low. That means that it doesn't have full HP. The bar will be full, but it's got less HP than it would if it had higher condition. And then the Fisherman Eaters.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. They're level 32. I know these guys have a great ranged attack that does tons of damage.
Yeah,
it's also good odds. I'm gonna bet.
I'm thinking the Fisherman Eater.
I'm betting.
You're going
big.
in?
I'm betting big on the Fisherman Eaters. Now, this isn't an entirely passive experience. You can buy different horns, and those horns allow you to confer a buff at set points on your dudes. So, right now this is, you don't get to control it, but my Sea Devils, they're gonna start doing their thing in a second here, hopefully. Nice, yeah. You see, they did that water ranged attack, and I just instantly knocked them out.
Oh, the cockatrice is flying.
All right, so now I can blow the horn. Oh, no, I didn't heal him in time. One of my Sea Devils died.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. So
now it's just you versus the cockatrice?
Now it's one-on-one with the cockatrice and the Sea Devil. I don't know.
Oh, no, dude. He wrecked you.
I might lose this.
Oh, yeah. You didn't do well. We did a bad bet.
No.
To be honest, guys, we did a bad bet. Well.
That hurt.
You know what they say about addiction.
It's okay. I've got 360,000 medals. Losing 10K of them is not a big deal to me.
Well,
that's okay. I'm going to make it back.
You sound like a gambler.
I'm going to make it back. I can do this.
I
don't know why there's so much loading in between these. There usually hasn't been.
Pigmatic Dreamer 1199 asks, this is something I want to talk to you about because you are one of our most prolific reviewers.
Oh.
You dabble in reviews.
I do.
From time to time.
I do like to do them reviews.
He said, so 8.2, is the game good? That score can be interpreted both good and bad, so I'm curious.
So, I will say this. Certainly whether or not if it's at or near the threshold of what you would want a game to be for buying it, I can see how there is some room to discuss whether or not it is a good or bad score. That said,
the IGN scale.
On the IGN review scale, we have a specific adjective for every number range.
Yes.
And we only give games an 8 if we or in the 8 range.
8 to 8.9.
Right. If we think they qualify as a great game.
Yeah.
So
which is better than good, which is the 7s, and much better than bad, which is 4s or 3s or something.
I think 3s or 4s. Yeah. So nice. My Wyverns are already doing work. Excellent. So yeah, I 100% don't think it's just a good score. I think it's a great score, and I think it's a great it's a great game.
Yeah, so that's sort of what the score ranges. That first number is important because it's pretty much Dan Stapleton, our reviews editor. The thing he tells us is, what word would you call this game great?
Correct.
Like if you said, yes, Final Fantasy 15 is a great game. Yes, it's an 8. If you'd say it's an amazing game, it's in the 9s.
Then it's in the 9s,
a
right.
good game, it's in the 7s.
Right. And if it's a mediocre game, then it's in the 5s.
Yep.
And so on and so forth.
So yes.
So I'm 1 for 2 now.
You're 1 for 2.
I'm one and one. I want to do.
We'll do one more.
You gotta
either win or you gotta lose.
I gotta walk away a winner.
Yeah.
Gotta walk away a winner. What do we got? Okay, we got the Fisherman Eaters again.
They effed us over last time.
The Vessel Eaters. Oh my God, I've never seen this guy in an Alphagen.
It's a weird looking man.
I've never seen him in the arena before. And the Fangs of Havoc, right? These are as a group of level 26 Havoc Fangs. I'm gonna put some money on the new guy.
Wow.
Am I? No, I don't know.
Odds are low on him.
Yeah, usually when they put the payout is lower if there's usually a higher chance of him winning. But like,
oh, that's good.
There's only one of him, and he's level 22. These Havoc Fangs are level 26, and there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Their condition's not great. I don't know. You know what? I'll give the new guy a chance.
Okay.
I'll put a few thousand. I'll put 5,000 on the new guy, and let's just see what happens.
I like it.
And hopefully he doesn't fall apart on me. Oh, he's a big boy.
Nick Tucker asks, can you climb monsters similar to Shadow of the Colossus? We saw a little bit of that earlier.
So it's not a thing that you can do as a mechanic. It is definitely something that can happen as part of a. Wow, he hits hard.
Yeah.
You can certainly do that. You can certainly do that as part of a. It's certain parry animations.
Yeah.
I'm kind of being lackadaisical on this heal. Oh no, I was gonna say I shouldn't be lackadaisical on that heal. Needs that heal. Yeah. Oh my God, we did it.
Did you rush up? Are they all dead? We bet well. They're happy.
My big lizard boy.
They're happy.
We did it. We made some of those medals.
2 for 3.
I'm not gonna cash any of them out though. I don't think.
You gotta save it.
Yeah, I'm gonna save them for another day because obviously the more of these medals you have, the easier it is to make more medals, right? Because you can just afford to bet big and lose.
Yeah.
And man, 3.6 million medals I need for this Magic Tech generator. I'm going to need to keep saving up. But so yeah, that's the arena. And God, I spent so much time.
That's awesome. So that's one of the meatier sort of side quests, you would say?
Yeah. Because like you can see, it's going to take so much to get those higher
things.
prices.
Yeah.
And then like out here, what you didn't see is that there's a shop that sells different kinds of horns.
Oh, they can use. Oh wow, they're expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive. So I want you folks to see like 62,000 gil is one of the highest amounts of gil I've ever amassed at the at singularly. At one point, I think we were close. I was close to 100K at one point, and then bought like some pretty high-end upgrades for my car for the Regalia.
Yeah. And you see the Horn of Resolve is a solid third of what your max was.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So this stuff isn't cheap. So yeah, you can actively choose which. You can dynamically switch which horn you're going to blow, and then when that mashing prompt comes in to mash circle, that's you mash it to blow the horn.
Cool.
So what time is it? Do we have to?
It's 2:30. How much time do you want to devote to this secret thing? You want to head back into the open world?
We should probably start heading back.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably start heading back because I don't want us to.
We don't want to miss out on it.
Yeah, I don't want to miss out. So we'll head back. So I'm going to take a gondola to another gondola to get back to the hotel. So I can
the gondola to the gondola. So if you're just joining us, we are 3/4 through our Final Fantasy 15 live stream. Vince reviewed the game. His review is live on the site. Check it out. An 8.2, which is a great score. But yeah, we're playing on Vince's save file. We're in the 60s, so we have high-level characters.
Yep.
We've been milling around the open world, showing you a little bit how the progression system works, how the hunts work, how the monsters work, how the car works, and now we're gonna fight something big and scary.
Yes, we are. Very big.
I believe in you. Are there throwbacks to? Obviously, we saw Chocobos and a Moogle plushie. Are there things like Tonberries and Kakatars?
Absolutely. Both of those things are things that are in the game.
Tonberries scare me.
Tonberries are in there.
Tonberries scare me.
Master Tonberries.
Yeah.
Cactars. Behemoths. Imps.
Yeah.
Mind Flayers.
Goblins.
Goblins. Bombs.
All the old stalwarts.
Yeah, like there's a lot of.
Are there any Kefkas?
Gentlemen,
No Kefkas.
No Kefkas?
No Kefkas.
All right.
There's you don't get to summon them, but there is a boss fight against Quetzalcoatl.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
like that, man.
looks gorgeous in
like
this
that,
game. So there's a boss fight against Quetzalcoatl.
Pyro Porcine says, is the review out yet? Yes. Go to
Yes, it is.
IGN.com, and it will be the number 2 thing right after the stream. And I'm sure after the stream, it will be the number 1 thing. Yeah. Flan? Question mark.
Flan, yes. Flans
confirmed.
are in there. Yep, absolutely. Trying to think of the other big classics.
So just a lot of fans of the series, and he just keeps asking about flan. Yeah, there's flans, dude. There's hella flan.
Hella flan.
There's hella flan.
And creme brulee.
There's creme brulee. It's delicious.
Actually, one of the more advanced strains of the flan.
Of the flan?
are called creme brulee. It's just pretty. I think it's pretty.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
Staying with us.
So you see, by the way, like I was saying before, so this is a more of a
Nicer
high-class
hotel,
joint.
and it's 50% extra.
Yeah,
XP.
yeah. There's one spot that gives you double XP,
Yeah.
and it's 10 grand to stay there.
Oh, ritzy.
And I have done it. I have stayed there. One time, the guys, I had them up for like 3 straight days. They
Yeah.
hadn't slept.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
they
banked.
do they like go insane?
They start being like, "Oh, I'm so tired." They'll say
Yeah.
things about it.
I like that.
But what was really cool is that I banked like 50K or more XP.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I only had like 15K on
Yeah.
me, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to
Gonna
do
go
it.
big.
This is the time to do it. So I stayed at that special place that gives you double X XP, and like everyone gained like 6 levels.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Worth it.
I was like, money well spent.
A couple people were asking, I lost the name, so I apologize, about guest characters in your party. Would you ever get a 5th character, or do someone ever swap out and you have someone else?
Yes.
They do. Confirmed.
Yep. That's all. That's all. That's
Guest
all I'm gonna
characters
say.
confirmed.
Yep. Yes. Doesn't happen very much, but yes.
It's pretty cool when it does.
Yeah, I mean, like the couple times when it happens, you either gain someone in your party who you can't control them directly,
Sure.
usually, but they're always useful.
Cool.
And yeah, and it leads to some cool interactions.
Yeah.
There's one particular character that comes into your party at points that I wish was a bigger part of the story.
Yeah.
Because they were pretty interesting,
Gotcha.
or seemed like they had the potential to be interesting.
I like it. Kyle Lazenby is screaming use summon. We did use a summon earlier on.
We did. And maybe during this fight, and I don't want to big you guys up too much. I mean, like this fight, the thing we're going to fight is level 99, and it's massive.
Yeah.
The first time I encountered it, it was not to kill it. It was like a surprise that it showed up, and I was told, run away from it, and that was the mission, was to run away and escape it. So I just ran and got away from it.
Yep.
So I don't know if this thing is going to one-shot me, and this is going to be a boring, pointless fight.
Hey, seeing you fail, never boring.
Aw, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to somehow be super easy, and I'm just going to obliterate it.
Yeah.
And I'm overstating how difficult it is. But
I'm excited.
we shall see.
We shall see. Darren Pugh asks, when is it coming to PC? As of right now, Final Fantasy 15 has not been announced for the personal computer.
Correct.
I guess without going into spoilers, so they have shown in the past, in a trailer like a year ago, it ended with the regalia sprouting wings and flying.
Yes.
Is that a thing you've experienced?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it is. I don't want to. So it is. I will say this. And I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
I have not experienced it. It's not part of the story.
Okay.
It is definitely something. One of the great things you can shoot for in the post game to earn. It's one of the definitely like that's one of the things you'll be questing for a while to make happen. I'm certainly nowhere near letting it, realizing that.
You've played 80 some hours.
Right. My guide that I got from, my reviewer's guide that shows me that tells me some basic important things about to keep in mind, did spoil it for me, how you get it, what you need to do to earn it. It requires you to get some stuff that's pretty hard to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That'll be it. That'll definitely be, having the flying regalia will be a badge of honor for you to be like, look how
what
much
I did. Yeah.
Like that'll be like part of your I want to platinum the game is gonna be showing off that you got the flying
card.
regalia.
That's awesome. Zach Andrews asked a question that I sort of just want to address again on a more of a philosophical reviews level.
Sure.
Is that I don't actually know what we gave Final Fantasy 13, but I think it was more than an 8.2. Do you like this more than Final Fantasy 13?
I like this way more than 13.
So what's next?
Vince, you and I, we did not work here when Final Fantasy 13 was reviewed.
We did not.
And it turns out that reviews are one very educated person's opinion.
Yes.
So I'm sure whoever reviewed 13, which I don't know if that was Clements.
I think it was Clements. I'm pretty sure it was Clements.
I'm sure he thought the game was very rightfully deserving of whatever score he gave it.
I'm positive he did feel that.
That's how reviews work. Yeah. You know what? It turns out the game you hate the most is someone else's favorite game, and your favorite game someone else probably hates.
That is how it works.
That's how the world works.
And actually, I was quoted as saying this on I said this online today. I really can't stand 13. It's probably my least favorite Final Fantasy. I don't like it at all. I love Lightning. Love the protagonist.
Yeah,
I wish she was in every Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
But did not love.
Just y'all.
Yeah, did not love.
If y'all like
How much time do we have?
Come on back.
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay, so something that I'm going to do real quick. I need a good meal for this. And this diner fare isn't going to work.
It ain't going to do it.
This diner fare ain't going to work for me. Where's the closest camping point? Okay, you know what? I think there'll be I think this is relatively close to where the... You know what? Let me just accept the hunt, and then I'll see where it is, and I'll decide where I want to camp. Because I'm definitely going to need to camp and eat really well for this.
Raylan, not sure why, is asking, are you playing the digital version or on the disc?
You boys
Digital.
eating your fill? That was about a bite to eat.
Okay, so before I select this, I'm going to tell you folks, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a blast. Okay, if you do not want to be spoiled on what this huge boss is named, what it is, what level it is, now is the time to avert your eyes
I'm going to see if we lose viewers.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just giving you the big warning right now. This is the moment to turn away if you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, you've been warned. Love you folks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Spoilers.
Let's take a look.
Want to help out with some varmints?
Okay, so it's a level 99 Adamantoise.
Okay.
Which if you...
it's a big turtle, right?
Yep. It's a pretty big turtle.
Well, if you don't want to see a turtle, get the F out of here.
Boys are a brave bunch.
Is this the highest level thing you've encountered so far?
Yes.
Take care.
Like I said, I've seen this and a level 99 like mech that drops out of...
Yeah, of the dropships.
Yeah, that drops out of the dropships. And those are the highest level things that I've seen. I haven't challenged one of those level 99 mechs in a while. When I did at like level 50-something, they could pretty easily one-shot me.
Yeah, just like real life.
Understood.
Whoa, what is that?
Oh, wow. So I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to...
Camp?
Whoa. Oh, no. No, wait, dude. That's a
Yes,
turtle.
that's large.
That's a turtle!
Freaking huge.
That's a real big turtle. That's a very large turtle.
When I said big, I didn't mean like, oh, it's like the size of that Cataplebis. I meant like, no.
It's a big mountain of a man. Wonder.
Oh, I can't even call my Chocobo.
Oh yeah, that's scared. That Chocobo doesn't want to mess with that thing. You're on your own, dude. I wonder if this. You remember when the game was re-revealed, and there was that opening shot of them driving, and you sort of saw that in the distance. I didn't feel like it was that big, but I think this might have been in that re-reveal trailer from 2013. But oh, he's getting larger. Why are you doing this?
Let me craft some magic. I'm gonna do some Elemancy and
Put some cheats in. Get your Game Genie. Get your Game Shark.
Oh, that's right. I don't have that much. Oh man.
Let me be honest, Vince. I don't think you're gonna win this fight.
I don't think I'm gonna win. This
Okay,
fight.
we don't think you're gonna win this fight.
It's fine.
A couple folks asking, might have missed at the beginning. We are playing this on a PS4 Pro.
Yes.
Vince has put a little bit of time into the Xbox One version. It has ran fine so far, but not enough time for him to pass his authoritative judgment.
I'm just gonna throw a bunch of Magitech boosters at this because these are Magitech boosters are fairly rare, powerful.
You're going all in.
Magic catalysts. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm putting everything I have. So this is gonna be Quintacast level 3.
Okay.
So this will be. Yeah, I mean this will be. I mean it'll only be 3 uses, but it'll be And what's cool about Quintacast with the cool thing about like having like unicast like multiplied is that each one of those potentially 5 spells that comes out.
Yeah.
Each one can be a different one. So you could be like Thundaga, then Firaga, then
that's cool.
Blizzaga, which is pretty neat.
That's very cool.
I don't know if the Ring of Lucis is going to be useful for me.
I believe in you.
So I'm just going to go with the heal cast so that if I need to heal, I have that to work with.
Yeezy777 says, I hope Shiva's in the game. You should have been watching like 45 minutes ago. Because your hope was there.
All right, folks, here we go. How much time do I have?
You got a good 15 minutes. You're fine.
Okay.
Are you even going to get to him in 15 minutes?
It's a long walk. That's why I was looking for my Chocobo. So, yes, I will get to him in 15 minutes, but it will take me the next few minutes to get 0.6 of a mile is not super long, but it's also not short. It will take me some time, and you can't just dash the whole way. You have to rest. You have a hidden stamina bar. You can have the game show it if you want.
I like secret stamina.
Yeah, I'd just rather not have it show up on the screen. Oh my god.
Triggle85 says, I believe in you.
I want to see if I can camp here, because this is a camping spot.
This would be the most horrifying place to sleep ever. Why would anyone sleep here?
Oh, we're going to do it. If it lets me, I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, I'm camping here.
All right. I'm going to pitch the tent.
Who wants to pitch a tent here with that thing screaming?
I wonder if he's going to be in the background while I camp.
I can hear him still screaming. Yep, still hear him screaming.
Please still be there in the background. All right, so here's where I'm going to pick what I have for...
Please don't eat cup noodles.
No, cup noodles is not what I'm going to be eating. Let's see. I gotta get something good. Okay, Rock of Ravitar Rice is pretty good. That's a level 30 boost to both attack and HP. That's not bad. That's a big boost to attack. Guarantees criticals. 2020 and magic boost. That's not bad because I'm gonna hit with some magic.
Alan Richards really quickly asked, what does camping do? As we said earlier, it's where you cash in all your XP and you actually level up. And then it also allows you to cook, and cooking is important because if you have the right ingredients and if you have found the right recipes, you're able to get temporary stat boosts that help you when you try to kill giant turtles.
This is pretty straightforward, this Rock of Ravitar Rice. I'm going to go with this, though. It's a level 30 boost to both HP and attack.
I believe in
so a little survivability, little offense. Not a little. This is a this is a fairly high level nice. This is a pretty nice dish.
Looks pretty good. You have to eat it just with that thing screaming in the background.
Yeah, we can still hear it. I wonder if we're going to see it in the background in these cutscenes.
The ground is shaking.
Oh my god, the ground is shaking.
There's literally an earthquake going on.
Gladiolus is doing squats. He's getting ready. He's like, let's do this.
Well, this isn't going to end well at all, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I'm good to go.
All right, this is it.
All right.
Where'd he go? I lost him. Oh, there he is.
It's hard to miss him. Okay, well, I've got lots of restoratives.
That's good.
So, like, at this point in the game, I mean, like, I might get one shot, but I have so many restoratives that I can at least stay in the fight. The question is, will I be able to deal any reasonable amount of damage to this thing?
And also how.
Right. I don't even know how. Like, I don't even know where to approach something this big. I don't know if I'm going to have to, like, do kind of a dungeon to get inside of him.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to be like a
Did you find it? Moving?
That was bad.
Oh, he did a big dirt.
Oh my god.
He did a very large dirt.
All right, big guy.
Okay, that's fine. This could be bad.
So we'll just stay out of it.
No, it's cool. Let's go.
All kidding aside, I hate you. Dude, you can't be serious. Oh crap, you are.
All right, so he definitely has different points on his
jowls.
face.
He's got a mouth.
Yeah.
Knocked. Do you seriously mean to do this?
Knocked. Come on, man, not cool.
Well, I've heard of
Oh, we're doing it.
We're taking one down. That's a twist.
Oh my god.
He's gonna die.
No, but he's so high up off the ground.
Oh, I don't like this fight at all.
Oh my god.
Want some?
Are you even
my warp strikes don't seem to be.
Oh, you took a lot of damage when you fell, dude. You're almost dead.
Yeah, I did. I gotta be careful. I can just use a high potion. It's fine. Got plenty of those.
What part of this is fine? None of this is fine.
It's gonna
Do we have different definitions of fine? Okay, you're good.
Let me hit him with a spell. Oh my god! I think I missed. That was a big fail.
Did you just hit yourself with a spell?
I might have. Shush.
You're hurting everyone.
Yeah, spells do have friendly fire, which is rough. Jeez.
To be honest, he made it night.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's like blotting out the sun. Okay. Well, I've got to imagine. Okay, when he blinks, he usually means they're gonna do an attack that you can parry. So you know what? Let me get down on the ground.
Oh, you're gonna try to parry him? That's
yeah.
That's what your game plan is right now. You're
gonna
parry him.
Well, usually against these big bosses, parrying their attack triggers like some kind of a next
QTE.
stage or a QTE.
This is very intimidating. It's like Suro's Wrath nonsense.
Come on, big guy. Take a shot. Any shot. Now, I want to warp strike up to him, but I mean, like, oh god. Oh god.
Have you even seen a parry option yet in this fight?
No, I did see him.
I saw him flash.
I did see him flash, which usually means he's going to do a big attack that you can parry. So we'll see.
Target killed. Duly noted.
Duly noted.
Ooh, now you're gonna fall.
Yeah, my god. Even when he's down on the ground.
Yeah, but he's almost dead.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This is fine. Let me see. Okay, so Ignis, can I have Prompto use his? Man, I can't seem to even call their. There we go. Okay, yeah. Fire the Gravisphere at him. Let's see if this does anything.
Upwards of 1,000 damage.
Which is something.
Yeah.
Knocked. Watch yourself.
Okay. Nope, that didn't.
Yeah, I wonder if this is one of those like a summon has to exist.
Let me get in a little bit closer. Maybe I have to be standing underneath him.
Yeah, because you're sort of when he does the flashy attack, you're out of his distance.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Didn't give me the option to parry.
Yeah. Jimmy Holt says,
Oh
jump
god!
in its mouth. Fine.
Is this its tail? Did it turn around? Oh, no. Okay. For a second, I thought it turned around and gave me its tail. Speaking of, I wonder if I should go
all.
over.
Just start hitting its foot.
That's a good question.
Like
Okay,
maybe he needs to like.
Yeah, maybe this is what we have to do. Maybe you have to start hitting. Yeah, this is what we're gonna have to do, I think.
And he has to sort of like withdraw all of his things. We're at minute 4 of the 72-hour boss fight.
Yeah, I wonder if this is this has got to be the 72-hour boss fight.
Oh, that's not good. There you go.
Okay, that's some damage.
It's causing some damage.
You can see his bar move a little bit.
Yeah, it's also causing damage to everyone, but that's fine.
Ooh, oof.
Ooh, that's not good.
Bit of water will get you.
Prompto needs some healing. Yeah.
Any ideas? Anyone?
13 says, should have made a cup of noodles.
Feeling all right?
That would have changed everything.
Gladiolus, no, you're down.
Near-death experiences.
Gotta get Gladiolus.
My bad.
Oh, there we go.
Right,
My bad. Okay.
How are we? Getting by.
Oh, wow. Looks like weather got back to normal. Yeah, I can't seem to block that in any real way or parry it. Jeez. Okay, I'll try to use a level. We should be able to target this guy with this part of him with special abilities. So, Gladiolus, do lots of damage. Be awesome. Oh my god. Okay, that
There
was
you go.
something.
Yeah, that's definitely damage.
Oh, is his head down? No, okay. I got to imagine that at some point working on his body is going to...
Yikes.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I don't even know how to approach this fight. Like I'm sure... I mean, I'm sure I'm nowhere near strong enough yet to even bother fighting this fight.
Yeah, I feel like you might need to break the ceiling, have the limit break.
Yeah. This might be like the fight that you grind for to have
This
any
is
chance.
Ozma
of
and
doing anything.
Yzmat.
Yeah. Because this is some silliness.
Hey, Ignis, instructions.
Throw little daggers at it. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Oh, this is kind of good. Well, I mean, nothing's happening.
It was
It's
nice
kinda
knowing you guys. Yeah, that definitely doesn't work. Guys, help.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, guys.
No.
Probably not gonna win this one.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
How much time do we have? I mean, no, it's not going to happen, but
Yeah.
we have 5 minutes left. Let's see. I want to, you know what? Okay, it's clear that, like, this strategy isn't working.
Yeah.
So instead of, like, trying the same thing over and over again for the next 5 minutes and boring the hell out of everyone, let me go around to his back and see if maybe there's something I can do back here at his tail or the like. God, he is literally the size
It's
of
just
a
a
mountain.
large thing. He's a large man.
Oh my God, it takes forever just to get back here.
Also, I like that how zoomed out the camera is. Oh no, he roared and hurt you.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything I'm going to be able to do back here. All right, I think it's pretty clear that I have to work on these feet, on the flipper, whatever
defense.
a turtle has.
I'm gonna be honest, this would have been a nice time for Shiva to show up. Yeah.
I would welcome Shiva's presence right
Yeah.
now.
Some solid warp strikes.
Oh, maybe I can. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'll activate Armature, and well, when I'm not on the verge of death. Yeah, I'm going to activate Armature and see if that like. It's so messed up.
Oh, you're inside of him. Interesting. Oh, this isn't good.
Oh,
this
God.
isn't good.
I don't think this is working as intended right now, but
Oh, you got to hang out inside of the giant turtle. Oh, that was great.
My Night Inside a Giant Turtle by Vincent Genio.
Died as he lived, inside that large turtle.
Yeah, there's obviously something I need to figure out or understand about this fight before. Because like right now, it's not that hard to stay alive. I mean, he's hitting us hard.
Yeah,
but
you have plenty of healing items.
Yeah,
right?
I have plenty of healing, and he's not doing anything that's.
I feel like this is one of those bosses that's sort of like because I can't even. I'm looking at his health. I mean, it's moved a little bit, right?
Yeah, it
Am
has.
I insane?
Yeah, like if no, a very little bit.
But first you don't succeed.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
If at first
Yeah.
you don't succeed at
First,
killing the massive
if
mountain
you don't
turtle.
succeed, we only have 3 minutes left, so that's fine. Yeah. So some final thoughts on the game. 8.2.
So
10 years in the making.
yeah,
You're a big Final Fantasy fan. What's your sort of just high-level takeaway?
my overall takeaway is that this is probably one of the most like conflicted feelings I've had with a Final Fantasy. Like with 13, I knew immediately that it was that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And like even like say something like 10-2, I tried to like it over and over again. Like I played the first couple hours of 10-2 several times in an attempt to get into it, and I just couldn't. This took me on more of a roller coaster ride, I think, than any Final Fantasy has. There were times when I was like, this is everything I hoped a modern Final Fantasy could be. It provides me that sense of adventure and exploration that 12 gave me, and that a lot of other Final Fantasies from the past have given me. And I love that. Jesus. But then, like, honestly, for everything good that it does, it also has moments like, well, even like this, where like the camera's all jank and like you're not sure.
Warping into the geometry.
Exactly, and you're not really sure what you're supposed to be doing. Like, this is supposed to be like an epic, amazing boss fight, and it's pretty amazing in the sense that like this is like massive scale and pretty cool, but like it's also a little bit anticlimactic in that like I'm kind of like puttering around, not really knowing what to do, and there's no real immediately sense of danger. And that's the funny thing about this game, about Final Fantasy 15, is that like it does some things extraordinarily well. It tells its story at the micro level extremely effectively. But then it does some like bigger things, like sometimes combat or the camera or the magic system or the arbitrary nature of summons. It does these other things like not so well, and has these moments of like extreme linearity that are disappointing. But constantly I asked myself while I was playing, I'm like, but why am I still enjoying myself? It's not just because it's Final Fantasy. Yeah. Because there's other Final Fantasies that were also Final Fantasies that I did not enjoy and I didn't want to stick with. And here we are 40 hours after I beat the game, and I still just want to play more and more and more and more of it. And eventually what I came to was that the boys, Noctis, Ignis, Gladiolus, Prompto, this core cast of characters, they lend a sense of heart to this game that I don't think Final Fantasy's had in a really long time. Even 12, that I love tremendously, felt more interesting on a mechanical level and a role-playing level than it did on, say, a personality level.
Totally.
I'm more attached to these characters and their relationship with one another than I think any cast of characters that I can remember in like recent RPG history.
That's awesome.
And like, I rolled my eyes when 10 had a sequel. Like, I was just like, that's not what Final Fantasy is. We don't need more of this. And I rolled my eyes even harder when Final Fantasy 13 got 2 sequels. But now that I've had 85 hours with these 4 characters, I want 5 more games with them.
I love that.
And if they made 5 more Final Fantasy, if in 2020, or we're seeing Final Fantasy 15-5, there's one person at least that won't be complaining about it, and that's me.
I love that,
because that's how much I care about these folks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vince. That has been IGN Plays Live Final Fantasy 15. Remember, for Vince's full review, check it out at IGN.com. And for everything else, Final Fantasy, video games, and just the biggest turtles you'll ever see, you're already in the right place. IGN. Hey, everybody. Welcome to IGN Plays Live. Hey, Vince. How's it going?
Hey, Marty. What's up, man?
Not too much. I'm Marty Sleva. I'm joined by Vince and Janito. Vince.
Yes.
The time has finally come. 10 years in the making.
I can't believe it.
We are just a day out from the release of